What's up, everybody? Well, today I'm here to show you another vacuum that just joined my vacuum collection. As you may have guessed it, it's another Hoover Elite. I'm sure probably a lot of you know by now, or for those of you who may be new to the channel, one of my favorite vacuums of all time is the Hoover Elite. Any variant of it, I love. I grew up around them, and all my family members, pretty much, well, most of my family members have had at least some iteration of a Hoover Elite in my childhood. And ever since then, I've grown a liking to them. And I always try to snatch one up whenever a good-looking one comes across my path. And today, I have found one of the more rare versions of the Elite that you don't see quite as often. Here I have for your viewing pleasure today is a Hoover Elite 400. Now, you're probably not too familiar with the Elite 400, but a lot of you are probably more familiar with the Hoover Elite 350, or maybe the Hoover Elite 600. This was essentially that in-between model of the Elite 350 and the Elite 600. It basically has the T-shaped hood design of the Elite 350, but it also has the dual row brush roll and the 2 extra carpet height adjustment settings like the Elite 600. So this is a nice balance between the two, and you don't see them quite as often. And this popped up for sale on eBay, and I literally jumped at the opportunity to buy this because you just don't see too many of these in this good of condition now. They're just almost very hard to come by. The Elite 350s are everywhere. I've seen so many versions of those, especially the popular white and red version, the white hood and the red outer bag. Those are everywhere, but not too many Elite 400s. So I figured I'd pick this up and show it to y'all for your viewing pleasure, and for right now have it reside with in my collection of all the other Elites. So now let's go ahead and give a walkthrough of the cleaner. And I will say this is in beautiful condition. I originally wasn't too fond a fan of this burgundy color, but the more I look at it, it's really starting to grow on me. This is also the same color that you may have seen some Elite 600s come in. So this is, like I said, one of the mid to high level models of the Hoover Elite. So it does have the side zip bag versus the slide top bag that's commonly seen on the Hoover Elite 350. There are some 350s that do come with the side zip bag, but usually a lot of them you see will have the slide top bag, which the side zip bag is a lot more easy and convenient if you want to get access to your bag. You just simply locate the zipper on the right side of the cleaner, and then you can get access to your bag like so, which this is running the typical generic HEPA cloth bag in this by Vacuum America Clean. It filters out much better than even the genuine paper bags do at the time. If you can do your research, find you some HEPA A bags. Yeah, HEPA Y bags will fit this, but the Y bags are a little bit smaller than the A bags, and you will frankly fill up a lot more dirt with an A bag than you would a Y. You just do your extra research, find a Y in HEPA, an A in HEPA configuration, and you'll get much better filtration. Because originally, I was never too big a fan of these soft bag Elites to begin with when I was little. A lot before these high filtration bags came into being, these were known to spew dust back in the air you breathe, whether it be the side zip or the slide top bag. When they run low filtration bags, the outer bag will act as a filter, and when it gets plugged up, it'll start spewing dust back into the air you breathe. So ever since I found high filtration cloth HEPA bags, I have started to grow a liking to these soft bag cleaners more and more, since they don't produce as much dust along the inside of the outer bag and don't puff out dust like the paper bags do. Also, with the side zip bag, you do have your stair cleaning handle down towards the bottom, which you can hold it right here and use it to clean carpeted stairs. And down here, use your labeling on the front. You have your nice, beautiful Elite 400 lettering across the hood by the headlight lens. You do have 4-position carpet height adjustment. Oops, I think I just flung off the carpet height adjustment knob, but anyway. You have 4 positions of carpet height adjustment, which the Elite 350 only comes with 2. Well, actually it comes with 3, but see, you only have that. And then right there is the highest setting if you have a Elite 350. If you have this Elite 400 or the Elite 600, you will get this high pile setting that they eventually added for basically a shag carpet, which for this, I usually leave it in the middle setting for the pile of this carpet. Well, Hoover would later renumber this, so this is the low setting, this is low to medium, that's medium, and then there in the shag position is high. But I always leave it right there for the pile of this carpet. You do have brushed edge cleaning on both sides. And right now, let's go ahead and tip the cleaner back to show you the underside. Here is your all original dual row brush roll with red bristles that are very, very long, and they are about medium stiff. But the amazing part is just look at how long these bristles are. I'm sitting almost vertical with the cleaner, and just look at how far the bristles stick out of the base plate. These look a lot longer than a lot of the white bristle bristles I've seen these Elites come with. So this is in beautiful condition. So, and this is an excellent cleaner. One thing I do like about these early model Elites is the bottom plate design only having this one single ingest bar along the front instead of the 3-1 they would add later on in production. And even Deluxe models would have the 4 metal wire cage bottom plate and a brush roll with full length of bristles. And those did leave good lines, but these to me leave the best. I like the one with that just one single little bar running across. It makes for much beautiful carpet lines. And right down here, you do have your front wheel axle. And now let's go ahead and tip the cleaner on its back to show you the model number. This is Hoover Cleaner model U4471, 120 volts, 60 hertz. This model, compared to the Elite 350, has a 5.2 amp motor, but it's essentially the same thing as a 5 amp. My theory is what makes it draw 0.2 more amps has to do with the dual row brush roll dragging the motor down, and so it pulls about 0.2 amps to kind of compensate for that, which the Elite 350s with the 5 amps flat only come with a single row brush roll. I believe in this theory mostly because I've seen the 7 amp model Elites, the ones that are rated at 7 amps flat, usually will come with a single row brush roll, and then the ones that are rated at 7.2 amps will usually come with a dual row brush roll. So I believe this 0.2 amperage draw is mostly to do with the dual row brush roll. So other than that, you have your bag type A and your belt part number 38528-027. Hoover has now changed that, so now it's 38528-040. but both part numbers for research will come up with the same style of belt. You have your serial number right here. The first 4 digits will decode the month and the year that this cleaner was manufactured. So this was manufactured in 12 of 87 or December of 1989. Actually, 87. I should say, it's 89. So you heard me right. Just forgive me. I got a little tongue-tied there. So 12 of 89, December of 1989. For household use only, made in the USA. I love that about these old cleaners. They are US made. You will never see any cheap vacuum that is made in the US in today's standards. Mexico if you're lucky, but everything is being outsourced to China because it's now becoming cheaper to manufacture stuff in China now. But that just says something about the quality of these cleaners. Yeah, they may be made out of plastic and they tend to get brittle and break pretty easily as they age, but I've seen these older plastic Elites hold up much better than the Chinese-made T-Series or the Max or any of the newer wind tunnel garbage that they make. Or at least I think the best wind tunnels are the old style ones. The anniversary version was what they were later called when TTI bought the company, but they were still good cleaners, even though production moved to Mexico. But I digress. Now let's go ahead and release the cord. And unfortunately, like the Elite 350, this isn't the longest of cord, but it is pretty good for what it is. It's a little bit longer than most of the Elite cords I've dealt with. So, and the thing I love about these old cleaners is the cord is nice and white. This example is in near perfect condition. I have not seen one nick or tear anywhere in the cord. So let's go ahead and plug this in. And now we'll get to the part that you guys have been waiting to see. The turning on and demoing of this cleaner to show you how it runs and cleans. In typical Elite fashion, your power switch is located down on the side of the cleaner, which is a little plastic rod that runs down into where a main rocker switch is in the valley of the motor. I kind of like how Hoover did this. It kind of prevents folks from getting electrocuted should your power switch decide to go out. But anyway, let's go ahead and turn this thing on and demo it for you guys. Now, I would like to point out, typical Elite fashion, this thing's pretty loud when it's running, but that's the nature of these Elites. So for those of you with sensitive hearing, you might want to, or you're wearing headphones, you might want to turn your volume down. But one thing I like about the older 5 amp models, they aren't as loud as the later 7 amp counterparts. So that should say something about the noise of this cleaner. But it's still pretty loud, so I would avoid it either way if you're in one of these things I mentioned earlier. So here we go. Runs very nice and smooth. And this is definitely a great piece of Hoover history. Now, before I end the video, I would like to show you one way these old vintage Elites got their attachments use before later models would add onboard hose and attachments. Back in the day, you had these little attachment converters that you could buy for whatever Hoover cleaner you had at the time. They made one for the Elite. They had one for the Concept, the Convertible, the Decades, pretty much all of those. So the way they mount is you just got to turn the cleaner over, and it mounts on the bottom like this. Just make sure both sides latch down. And here is how you get your tool usage out of one of these cleaners. Now, since it's direct air, do not expect miracle suction power. The suction actually is not really too good to begin with. And you can definitely hear a lot of the suction leakage, which is another reason why this was not really designed too good. But now let's go ahead and show you the attachments real quick. You have your little extension wand right here. So it just mounts in just like that, and you can twist this portion right here to lock it in place. And one cool thing I found out with these twist style connections, you can actually run attachments from a Hoover canister and they will fit right in place. So right now I'll go ahead and show you your crevice tool. Twist to lock. You have your dusting brush. And last but not least, your upholstery tool. One interesting thing I like about these upholstery tools for the canisters, they have these little rubber teeth. This is something you don't even see on the upright upholstery tools. So yeah, this is kind of an interesting design back then. Although I do like how they later introduced the onboard tools and attachments. Those have much better tool suction than this does. So with that said, I hope you've enjoyed this video on the Hoover Elite 200. Excuse me, Elite 400. Thinking 200. This is a 400. But I hope you enjoyed. Forgive me for being tongue-tied. And be sure and stay tuned. And don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.